Oh my goodness, so freaking weird. So I am late getting started. I was hoping to get started at 2:22, which is such a magic number, but I guess it doesn't really matter too terribly much what time I get started. So today is day one of our event, the Sorcery Salon. So I am going live again for 9 days talking about the different elements of becoming the sorceress of your own life, the sorceress of your own success, the source of your own life. Like, what makes you have the most beautiful, successful, elegant, ease-filled life? And where can you begin to be the source of that? And so what I see over and over and over again, as people go to these events. I used to facilitate these events, these amazing 5-day events, and people would come and they would learn all of this amazing magic. And sometimes they would try to make me the source of their life, the source of their success. And, what I really want to invite you to is that you are the source of your own success. And so there's 9 different elements. I'm going to share these 9 different elements with you over the course of the next 9 days. And my invitation for you is to start to use these elements, start to ask questions about these elements, and really start to enhance what I call your earth vehicle and your experience on this planet, because it's not easy, guys. It's not easy. I often joke that I pressed the select all button on trauma, because it seemed like such a cool experience to have all of this trauma over on the other side when there's only love, there's no polarity. It's just like, oh wow, that will be really good for my soul's experience to experience abuse and trauma. And so I have spent a lot of freaking time taking care of the abuse and trauma that's happened in my life. Can we avoid it? I don't know. Can we avoid future abuse and trauma by being more embodied? Absolutely. And I would say that what I'm going to facilitate today is exactly that. So sovereignty in your actual physical form. What is it? Why do I recommend that you get absolutely sovereign in your physical form? Well, this is what we're here to experience. Like, if we wanted to fly around and, be angels or be light beings, then we would do that. There is a lineup. There's a lineup, you guys, to get here, to have this experience with a physical body. And so your physical form, no matter what shape you're in, no matter what size you are, no matter what age you are, like what level you are, your physical form is going to give you so much freaking information, you guys. Oh my God. There's like at least 6 different gut responses, and I would say that there's probably 6,000 different gut responses. And so when you are fully embodied as a being, then your life's mission just comes in, you guys. It comes in. And so it may be that you're doing like a tiny bit of your life's mission, like right now, but when you are fully embodied and you are feeling great, you're feeling switched on, you're feeling just like, juicy, then what can happen is your aura just booms out there and people are like, I think you might be good at this. And then you have a choice. You can be like, wow, I think I might be good at it too. So the number one thing that I want to talk about today with body sovereignty, I'm going to talk about quite a bit. We're going to go live for 22 minutes. So that'll probably be like the top of the hour that I click off. And so this is day 1 of 9 days. I'm going to share a bunch of different stuff that is included in my Sorceress of Success program, which is an application only journey with me. There's 9 different modules, and so today we're going to talk about module 1 and like a bunch of stuff that we will probably include in module 1, which is body sovereignty. And so how do you know you are not completely sovereign in your body? Well, you have aches and pains. You have trouble sleeping. You have trouble getting going on the day. You probably have trouble calming down at the end of the day. You might be experiencing anxiety. You might be experiencing depression. You might be freaked the fuck out. You might have zero motivation. You know, like you might be flip-flopping all over the place with your energy and, you know, who you feel like you can be on the planet, how you feel you can be in your body on the planet. So if that feels true for you, you're not sovereign. And so what does sovereign mean? Well, for me, being a sovereign is being the queen of my life. So the queen has advisors, the queen has planners, the queen has multiple secretaries. You know, I know the Queen of England has now passed away, but the queen of all of these other worlds, the queen of your realm, you could have all of that. Advisors, staff, you know, a chauffeur, a stylist, a housekeeper, you know, a decorator, like all of the things. Imagine you as the queen of your universe. And, you know, no matter what these people bring to you, when you are sovereign in your body, when you're trusting your gut response, and, you know, you've got your third eye, you've got your heart, and you've got your gut. And so there's different sources of information that come in through your third eye, your heart, and your gut. And so when I'm talking about sovereignty of the body, I'm talking about anything that's in your auric field when I'm talking about the body, or actual neurons in your body. So I'm not talking just about your brain. I'm not talking about what's from the neck down. You are completely an inclusive being. And this is what you have, you guys. You're here to have a beautiful, immersive experience with a body. And so if you're not free, there's so many things. I look at you, I can see your aura. You know, like I use astrology, I use human design, I use gene keys, I use somatic healing, I use tapping, I use meditation, I use movement, I use dance. Like there's just so many different things that I use to help people get sovereign in their bodies. And then there's like a bunch of different predictive things that I can bring to you as well. Like there's something in human design called PHS, which is your personal health system. And so that includes like how you should eat, when you should eat, like not necessarily what you should eat, but it's like the circumstances of your eating and then your environment as you're eating. And then when you start to do that, massive things can happen. Like if you're a regular watcher, if you know who I am, you know that I lost 75 pounds. I kept 70 of it off, and I just did it by using these technologies that I am aware of. And then also being very, very aware of those places and spaces where I just was not sovereign. And then think about it, you know, the energetic results of not being sovereign is you're not actually yourself. So what's being programmed into your aura isn't you. You're like, you know, trying to like step and fetch for people. It's okay, I'll do this thing for you. It's okay, I'll do this thing for you. And then what happens is the people coming into your aura, they're reading your aura and maybe making a projection or two, or millions of projections about you based on you not being free. So in your body, guys, not free in your body. And so why is that segment number 1 of the Sorceress of Success program? Well, babes, if we can get your body free, if we can make choices based on those information centers and all of the different frequencies of those information centers, then the world is your oyster. I'm not here to like tell you what the best way for you to be you is. I can see it in your aura that you're not free. And if you're vectoring with me right now, your body's like, hey, go turn on Facebook. Jennifer's going to be there. She's going to have a message for us, and she's going to ask us some questions, and she's going to open up our aura to receive this information. And that's my job, you guys. Like everywhere I look in my charts, every psychic reading that I've ever got, just like everything is, Jennifer, you're supposed to be on camera. You're supposed to be talking to people. Communication is your number one thing. And it's so very interesting. Like, I'm not here to be serious. And that was like one of the number one things that impacted my body the most. I was like, I'm not here to be serious. And oh my gosh, all of my learning, all of my business acumen, like everything that I learned in corporate was be serious. Like there was so much law involved in what I did. There was so much money and budgets and, key performance indicators and standard operating procedures and like, how do we run this corporation? So one of the things, like back in the day, when I was in real estate, it was normal, everyday normal, for somebody to have like 8 to 10 buildings, in air quotes, because that could be a townhouse, that could be mixed use commercial, residential, like 8 to 10 strata corporations that they were looking after. And so when I blew up, I had 23. So more than double. And I was stone cold serious. I was angry all of the time because people were lying and lying and lying. Oh my gosh. And one of the biggest lies was even though I was good at it, even though I was using my psychic abilities and my gut response to get things done, faster and greater and, have double the portfolio that a normal property manager would have, and making great money, I'll tell you. It was not for me, you guys. Not for me. Like I can see on my charts, like the Saturn in your human design chart. So go look at the Saturn, the red and the black Saturn. That's the story of what your business is here to be and do. And mine is gate 20 and gate 16, both of which are throat gates. I'm supposed to be talking to people. And when I talk to people, lights turn on, you guys. They turn on. And I freaking love it. I love it. And another thing that I love is entrepreneurship. Like if you have a business of your own, even if it's your side hustle, I will tell you that is the wave of the future. In 2027, we are moving into individuation. We are moving away from corporations and having a good government job. We're moving away from that. Those corporations might not even exist past like 2035. They may not. A lot of the big things are going to blow up. And so you having an interface vehicle, which is your beautiful body, going out and doing things that are correct for you. So I can see it in your charts. I can see it in your aura, what's correct for you. And then if you accept that invitation and we start to look at your talents, because 16 is a part of the talent channel, and I have the whole freaking channel. And I would say, I always joke too that I'm like one of those dance moms. I'm such a stage mom. I want you to succeed deeply in your life because God, wouldn't it be so great if the world was just so full of people who were so massively successful, so massively happy that when they walked into rooms, they just formatted the fuck out of that room with success, happiness, abundance, wealth, joy, love. That would be the end of suffering as far as I'm concerned. And I know that I do that. When I walk into a room, just for example, you guys know that I love to dance. And when I walk into dance, like regardless of what's happened there, everybody's like, oh my God, you're here. And I think that the reason why is because when I dance with them, like I follow dancing, lead and follow, and then I also lead dancing, and I'm learning to lead, and I'm not the best lead, but I'm not judgmental. I'm just like, how much fun can we have, doing this dance, and like maybe this lesson will be the lesson that we have the breakthrough, maybe, and if we don't, let's just laugh, let's just be clumsy, and that energy, you guys, if you are already a version of that energy, bravo, fucking bravo. And if you would like to be more of a version of that energy, like go into the places and spaces where you're not, because nobody's perfect. And when people come to me, quite often, it's not necessarily their body that they want to talk about or their aura. They usually want to talk about money or business, or like, how do I create a business? How do I scale my business? How do I have a better relationship with my partner? Because he's impacting or she's impacting my business, or impacting how I'm feeling about life, impacting my success. There's a lot of people dragging their partners along right now. And you don't have to. You absolutely don't have to. You can keep your partner, you can keep your business, and you can keep this beautiful earth vehicle of yours pristine, gorgeous. And then when you walk into a room, people are going to be like, who is that? Who's that? And I want them to start talking to you. Do you know why? Because people like you are the people who are going to bring a new wave of consciousness to the planet where there isn't suffering. Like I was listening to a friend of mine who's amazing, and she was talking about how many babies just die, like they're born, but because, the area of the world that they live in, all of these completely solvable diseases, somehow these babies don't get treated for. Like, this is 2023, guys. I live in Canada, and northern Canada, Jesus come on. Like, if you look into it, like the healthcare in remote areas of Canada, like Canada's giant, but we are not a third world country. And we have parts of Canada that are very much third world. Babies are being born. They're getting like RSV, which is like totally treatable. They just need the medicine and the equipment. That's all. If it's a birthing center, it should be loaded up with the medicine and the equipment. We do not live in a third world country. And so that's a little rant that I picked up from a friend of mine. And here's the thing. People pay attention to people who are bright. People pay attention to people who have the chi inside of their body. And so whatever your rant is, I have some. My big rant is people like you who are thoughtful, beautiful, conscious, revolutionary, maybe a little closet revolutionary leaders need to have sovereign bodies. And so what is a sovereign body? I'm going to tell you this again. You have all of the energy back to you. So whatever energy bleeds are going out to family, friends, your relationships, stuff you did in 1989, stuff you did in 2002, weird crap that happened in 2008 during the financial crisis. Just like sovereign. All of my energy back to me, all of my energy back to me, all of my energy back to me, and then ground deep into the earth and just be like, yeah, I'm fucking having it. And so having the chi, yes. having the conversations with yourself, possibly with me, definitely with the people who are expecting you to bleed energy into them, which you might have done, which you might have learned from some family member. I'm not saying who. You probably already know who. But here's the thing. When you have all of your energy back to you for your own use, all of your attention back to you for your own use, the world is going to change. It's just going to change. People are going to be like, oh my God, I was hoping you would come today. I was hoping you would come today. So this is part of being aware in your body, aware in your timelines. Like, you may have heard this story. I went to an appointment downtown where I live, like a 7-minute drive from my house. I'm sitting thinking that I had that appointment, and then the person who I thought I had an appointment with was like, no, your appointment's next week. And so I was like, oh, that's so weird. Why am I here? Why am I here? And, I didn't get I just got like, maybe ask, what do you want to do next? And so, a lot of the work that I do with my clients is about intuition and using the body as an intuition vehicle. And I will tell you, your body is the best at intuition. It's better than you are. And if you're in pain, there is some intuition that you are ignoring. And I would like to take you over from pain into just like a whisper, a nuance, a glimmer of intuition. Not where it's like beating you over the head with a headache, or like weighing you down on your shoulders, or your spine is out, your hips are out. All of those things are indicative factors, and we can definitely talk about that. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, where do I want to go? And my body was like, go for sushi. And so I went to sushi, and I always sit at the bar, and, I'm kind of like, Norm, like when I go to sushi, the waitresses are just like, oh, Jennifer, you're here. The owner is like, oh, Jennifer, you're here. And I just end up talking to those people, and it's a beautiful sushi. Oh my God, my body is just like, yes, about eating this sushi. And so I go in, I sit down, I order some sushi, and the owner comes to me, and she's like, oh, you're here. I was looking for your phone number. I want to come in for a session. I want to come and see you. And so it's not inexpensive to come and see me. And so I was like, okay, well, this is what it is. This is my package. And so she came, and we were able to change something in that session that allowed her to get pregnant. And I'm not saying I didn't put a baby in her, her husband did, but we were able to change something in that session with her body that allowed her to get pregnant. And now she has a beautiful son, and she's just like, ah. Every time I see her, she's just like, and maybe she'll come soon. Like, I don't do a lot of energetic body work anymore. It's for established clients only, but maybe she will come back when she's wanting to get pregnant with another baby. And so this body sovereignty is so freaking key, you guys. So freaking key. And I would say, over the years that I was traveling, I was teaching all of these energetic healing modalities with this company called Access Consciousness, which I don't do anymore. What it taught me was that we have to be clear. We have to be sovereign. And so sovereignty is saying no to the things where our gut is like, absolutely fucking not. And it can be, like it's US Thanksgiving right now, it can be absolutely fucking not. I don't want to sit down and talk to these people. I don't want to drink too much wine. I don't want to eat dry turkey and pour on 17 pounds of like butter and gravy so that I can eat this stuff that I don't want to eat. And it might be being in a room with all of these like snacks that are like cocaine. And, like for me, I can't eat chips. Like if I eat one chip, I'm going to eat a whole fucking bag of chips. And so I'm sovereign about chips because I kind of like having a sexy body. It's fun for me. And so what do I want to leave you with? If you're just jumping on, please watch this whole broadcast. Please make time this week at 2:22 Pacific to come and listen and see what I have to offer. This group program that I have that I'm launching is called Sorceress of Success. And it's where you become the sorceress of your own success. And being sovereign in your body is the first element. And if you're not, success is going to be very elusive. Very, very elusive. Super love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you tomorrow. Bye.